Hello, everyone, and welcome to the next session of From Nothing, Tam's story. We're picking up right where we left off, on the edge of the Village of Mist. You are trying to take a short rest after the harrowing encounter you had with some shadows. As you've settled down and you're kind of, on edge, but recovering. Excuse me, while I roll. It is raining, if you recall.
It is raining.
It is raining pretty heavily. You've managed to find some cover amongst the ruins of this village. And the archway that you're pretty sure is the ruins of the cathedral, which is why you're here, is maybe about 60 feet away from where you're taking your short rest.
Okay.
Is there anything you'd like to
And
talk about or do during this short rest?
oh man, I mean, I think Tam is mostly going to stay in one place. He got his strength knocked down by 2, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Which fortunately doesn't put him in the negative at least, but I imagine he still feels like weak as a kitten because that's got to do a number on you.
Oh yeah, it
Um,
sucks.
yeah, I don't think he's gonna go too far. Does everybody else look okay?
Yeah, for the most part. Taunus got hit, but she's not looking any worse than you are.
Okay, and can I officially take a short rest? Can I like use hit die and stuff? Or are we
Uh,
waiting?
if you don't talk to anybody about anything or do anything, then yes, you can hit the short rest button.
Okay. Yeah, I think the most he would do is maybe look around where he currently is to see if there's any shadows.
You're
Uh
not seeing any shadows right now.
but like I don't think he would be too focused on like this I think was the first time he's actually certainly the first time he's been hit by any undead.
Sure.
His family are research like they're clerics and like I don't really know if it seems like his dad was maybe a bigger deal when he was younger, so maybe he's done some cool stuff, but like Tim has never been hit by any of these things. This was all stuff he knows from stories.
Okay.
And I think probably if he talks about anything, it's mostly going to be like, wow, it's real different in stories. Like, it really hurts.
Yeah, it's pretty awful. There's a reason why they are vilified by everyone everywhere. As you finish your short rest, you stand, kind of brushing off the moisture, the dirt, and the leaves that stick to you from wherever it is that you seated down. Taunus and Glass are both getting themselves situated as they begin to try and investigate the area once more. Okay, you heal for 7.
Go for 7. I'm back up at full. I've never regretted not eating breakfast so much.
As you finish the short rest, I'd like you to roll me an investigation check.
Doke. Can I have Tanis help me? Or is it just Tam?
Taunus will assist you. You can have advantage.
Ooh, that is unlikely. That is a 20 and a 15. Dirty 20 and 15. My +1 to intelligence.
With a dirty 20, you make your way through the village, inspecting the various, well, the ruins of the village. There's no structures anymore. The most solid structure appears to be the remains of what was once a granary. It doesn't have a roof anymore. The walls of it are round, and most of the walls actually still stand, but a quarter of them have tumbled in on itself. Whatever was once inside, it is now being used as refuge by animal wildlife.
Sure. Moldy.
Yeah,
Not
it's not
great
pleasant.
thing. Yeah. Yeah. There.
You make your way down the stretch of the ruins until you make it to that archway that you're fairly certain was the entrance to the Cathedral of Tysus. As you rolled a dirty 20, Tam, something catches your eye. Buried beneath the leaves, branches, and dirt that has fallen onto the ground here, there is a hard stone edge that you can see a perfect 90-degree corner that's buried beneath the dirt. There's something there.
Is there a different door here? He's gonna crouch down and kind of like, there's grain on it, or what's on it?
Leaves
What's
and
like next to us?
branches
Leaves,
and
leaves
dirt.
and branches. Yeah, he's gonna like, hey, stop! I think I saw something. He's gonna like
Yes.
try to knock it. He's not subtle about it. He's knocking it all back.
Okay, what languages do you speak?
Let's see. So I think celestial and abyssal. Let me double check. Um, yeah, abyssal, common. Oh, infernal. Abyssal, common, infernal, and elvish.
Uh, so not celestial.
Not celestial. I thought it was
Okay.
celestial. It was not.
As you look at it, it is written in a language you don't understand,
Okay.
but it's a very ornate language with scroll work for the letters. And as you look down at it, it is a phrase, but you don't know what it says.
Hey, hey, Thomas or Glass. You know what this says?
Tanis looks down at it, and she recites, I am the spark of you, what you leave behind, and what you start with. To some I am desired, to some I am feared, and to all who live I cannot be seen. It appears to be a riddle. It is written in Celestial.
I am the spark of you. That makes me think of you, Glass, because you're on a candle. I am the spark of you. What was the next line?
What you leave behind and what you start with.
Spark of you. What you leave behind and what you start with. What's the next part? Sorry.
To some I am desired.
Desired.
To some I am feared.
Feared.
And to all who live I cannot be seen.
Cannot be seen. Let's see, the spark of you. To some. So that's like, it's like creativity, right? You're smarter than I am. What do you think?
I suspect the answer to this riddle will likely lead us somewhere or solve something. Creativity is your guess?
Think so? I mean, sure is what sparks me.
She looks
And
down at the stone and she says, Lord Tithid, which is creativity in Celestial. Nothing happens. And she says, if something was supposed to occur, nothing did.
Huh. I mean, let's see. Legacy. Spark of you. What you leave behind and what you start with. I mean, life? Maybe? Life essence? You can't really see life, I guess. The weave? Does everybody start with a weave?
No, most do not, actually. Only sorcerers have access to the weave from birth.
So not to everybody. What about the soul? To all who live, I cannot be seen. To some I'm desired, to some I'm feared. Would undead fear soul?
Yes. I
What's
suppose that
soul in
works.
celestial? What's soul in celestial?
Tutha. And as she says that, there is a rumble in the ground. And the stone seems to slide upward from where you are, pushing forward until there is a musty, dark stairwell that leads down below the earth.
Hey, Glass. You want to go down this way?
I believe, yes, that is the right course of action.
I mean, we could go into. I don't know if you want to prefer to go through the archway because that's where the temple is. But it seems like if
We've
they're protecting
already
us from
gone
riddle.
through the archway.
Oh.
We are in where the temple would be, and there's no roof, there's no walls.
Oh, okay.
You're in the ruins of a temple.
All right, well, let's go down here and see what's happening.
Can you see in the dark?
I can.
That's good. I cannot. And he taps his fingers, And he casts
Got
light.
got those tiefling eyes.
It must be nice.
Some parts of it. He flicks his tail.
Well, as you two are the contractors, lead the way. I will be right behind you.
Yeah, you stay in the back, and we'll protect you.
As you descend the steps are old. They show signs of erosion from years and years of water slowly trickling down them. Some of the puddles at this point, the erosion has created little puddles and pools of water that has gathered atop the steps. Not hard to climb down, but it's definitely unpleasant, to say the least. It smells of mildew and mold down here. As you are climbing down the steps, that's not a very long staircase. It seems as though you only just get underground when the staircase ends, and the light that is being cast from behind you reveals a room that is mostly stone. Stone along the walls, stone arches that support the low roof. You almost have to hunch over to be in here. In the middle of the room, there is a sarcophagus, a large stone sarcophagus that is heavy, sealed. The stone looks massive, immovable even. But in front of it, you see there is another small stand.
Okay. What kind of stand? Like a little dais kind of thing, or more like a music stand?
Like a small pedestal.
Like
If
a
you
little
will.
pedestal, but it doesn't have another coffin or anything on it.
Right.
It's empty.
It's just the one sarcophagus.
Huh. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Uh, Tam will kind of creep up and look around, like maybe the seam of it. Can you like investigate the seam of the coffin,
Uh,
or is it open? It's closed?
the coffin is closed.
Coffin's
It
closed.
looks like it's been closed for a very long time.
Does it look like and it has dust on it and stuff? It looks like
Yes.
hasn't been disturbed.
It looks undisturbed.
Huh. He's gonna kind of creep around it, and he's gonna look up at Tanis and say, "Do you think we should open this, or should we just leave it?"
I think
Seems
desecrating a sarcophagus is a terrible idea in most
okay.
cases. However, there must be something down here, as that riddle was protecting something. You don't trap, or rather create a puzzle without it guarding something.
Yeah, it's true. Glass, do you think this saint? You're looking for a reliquary, right? Is
Yes.
is reliquary of somebody that's maybe dead here in this temple? You have any idea? Are there any symbols or anything on the coffin, or is it just really plain
Roll investigation.
joke? I'm actually rolling okay for this. 16.
With a 16, the sarcophagus itself is ornately carved but worn by time and weather. The sarcophagus looks as though it was at one point decorated with maybe bronze or gold, but it's tarnished and aged. There are all sorts of small symbols, and there is a mosaic that's kind of hidden in the dust that depicts what looks like a journey.
Journey.
You see
Huh.
a mosaic of all sorts of individuals that don't look as though they are walking; they look as though they are floating, and they are what looks like on maybe a mystical highway that's made of stars.
What? That's so cool. Okay, a highway made of stars. Does this mean anything to you, Glass? Your
Glass,
god?
who is looking at the mosaic as well, he says, "Well, Thaisis is the god of shepherding souls, so the rumors say he gathers your soul lost in the astral sea and guides you to judgment by Crozius. So, perhaps this is an artist's depiction?"
Perhaps. Seems about right. Uh, you okay keeping guard while I do a little ritual to detect magic around here? Maybe there's something magical will tell us if there's anything in the coffin.
That is a good idea.
All right, so I'll spend 11 minutes and ritually detect magic.
While you do that, Taunus goes and looks up the stairs to make sure that nothing is approaching. And as you stay down here, nothing occurs during the 11 minutes. It is
Okay.
quiet. It's almost peaceful. And as you cast Detect Magic ritually, you see that the sarcophagus is protected by several layers of magic. You see there is abjuration and evocation magic on the
Oh.
sarcophagus.
Okay, I think this is trapped.
You do also see, on the back wall of the room behind the sarcophagus, one stone sings of illusion magic.
I'm gonna head over to that stone
Okay.
and poke it with my mage hand. Stand a little bit back and poke it with my mage hand.
The mage hand passes through it.
Okay, I'm gonna. Can my mage hand find anything on the other side? Does it like find purchase in
Well,
me?
you can't really feel with your mage hand,
Yeah, I
so
can't really feel it. But if there's anything to pick up, could I pick it up, or do I have to see the thing to pick it up? I've
you
never
can
actually had a mage
try.
hand before. So this is
Roll
all
me
new
an
to me.
Arcana check.
Okay. This streak of good luck is going to end
With a
abruptly, and I'm
17,
sad about it.
yeah, I mean, it happens. With a 17, the mage hand does pick up something.
Ooh.
And as it withdraws, you see it's holding a small box. It's about this wide, maybe about a foot long. And
Okay.
the mage hand is holding it. It's pretty narrow. It looks pristine. It's wood.
Ooh. Is there any magic around here? Do I see any magic around the box?
The box itself is magical.
Ooh. What kind of magic?
The school that you get off of the box is abjuration.
Interesting. I am not. I don't think I have thieves' tools. I really highly doubt that that's a thing I have. Why won't you tell me proficiency? Proficiencies in languages? Nope. Just no tools at all. Just instruments.
Okay.
Is the box locked? Can I open it?
Do you try?
Tam's dumb enough to try, but I think he's gonna put it down on the ground first and try to open it with his mage hand.
Okay. So the mage hand sets the box down on the ground and it tries to open it.
Yes.
All right.
Eddie.
Roll me a wisdom save.
Amazing. I keep forgetting I'm not a cleric. I'm not actually that good at wisdom. Oh, that's 2. That's 20 though. That's okay.
As the mage hand lifts open the lid of the box, you see tendrils of purple and blue suddenly dart out from it in all directions. Recognizing the source of the magic, they surge towards you.
Shit.
And before you can even react, it's as though you've inhaled somebody else's vapor cloud of smoke from a pipe they've exhaled. You
Okay,
feel
what's
startled, but with that 20 on a wisdom save, you don't feel any adverse effects.
Tanis!
Yes?
I think I fucked up.
What did you do? And she's coming down the
Um,
stairs.
I found a box. Okay, so there was the detect magic happened, and then see that brick over there is not a real brick; it's a false brick. And then there was a box, and I was real careful. I used my mage hand and I put it on the ground, and I didn't even touch it with my hands. And then I opened the box, and then some weird magic shot out, and now it's in me, and I don't know what to do about it. Do I look magical to you? I know I am magic. Do I feel help?
From my perspective, you appear to be fine. Perhaps when we return, having the cleric instructor look you over is a good idea.
It was purple and blue.
That doesn't mean
Is that
anything to me. I'm sorry.
okay? Well, I'm not hurting anything, and that's good. Is there anything else in this box? He's gonna peep into it.
There is a scroll.
Oh, I'm gonna pick it up and look.
Okay. As you pick up the scroll, hold on. All right. Well,
Curiosity killed the tiefling.
I think it'll kill you. Hold on. You still don't speak Celestial. Okay. Go ahead and roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Jesus Christ.
You're
Okay,
you're looking at dangerous stuff right now, Tam.
It's fine. This 18.
Okay. All right. Here's what happens. You are suddenly and abruptly cast into a vision. It is startling to be witnessing something that you weren't expecting. Your perspective changes as you are suddenly looking out onto a plane of darkness. Everything around you is devoid of black, but dappled with the brilliant colors of blue and purple and green and yellow, as splashes of color sparkle the distance almost like glitter, or as if a painter had cast their paints across a parchment by accident. As you're looking, it is beautiful, and as you're looking out into it, you see the efforts of individuals being expressed as work, as people who have passed, souls that are bound for the afterlife, drift through portals. Portals that sing windows of the prime material plane. You can see Amaranth through these windows. It's brilliant oceans and continents, forests and mountains. Through those windows you see these souls adrift, lost, confused, scared, and crying, unable to control where they are going or where they are. Slowly being gathered up by a massive shepherd's crook. The hands of Tysus. You know it. You don't know how you know it, but those words are simply placed in your mind as if you knew them all along. Tysus gently guiding these lost souls on their way, off into the distance. And as you watch this happens, you realize you know what the scroll says, because you hear the words in your mind as Tysus says them. All who are lost, I will find you. All who are lost, you will be found. All who are lost, your future is safe, for forever you will spend in paradise.
So good. Is this just a vision? Can I respond at all to this?
You can try.
Can I sing? Like a hymn?
You open your mouth to try and speak. What is the hymn that you sing?
Yeah, I can't actually think of a for reals hymn, but I can think of a folk song. Is that okay?
Sure.
Tam will sing. Fare thee well, my own true love. Farewell for a while. I'm going away, but I'll return. I go 10,000 miles.
The sound The sound of your words seem to bounce endlessly. You hear them echoing in a beautiful acoustic all across wherever this is that you are. You're not sure where you are, but you distinctly feel as though everything you just sang was heard. As soon as what the souls that you could see have vanished off into the distance, coaxed along on their journey, the vision ends. And you are back in the tomb of whoever this was in the guarded sarcophagus. And you are holding the scroll in front of you. You can see the phrase. It's in Celestial, so you can't actually read it. But you know what it says.
I'm going to bring it to Glass, and I'm going to tell him what I saw, and I'm going to tell him what it says. I think this might be what you're looking for.
Glass takes the wooden box and the scroll from you, and he says, I believe you may be right. I think this is exactly what I was hoping to find, and it is a relief that the old security systems that were placed here managed to protect it from maybe wanderers, bandits, pillagers, raccoons, whatever it was that might have been out here. They did not get to it. So thank you for finding it.
I don't know about those shadows, though. That's
Well,
unsettling.
This is a cathedral, yes?
It's true.
There is likely to be a boneyard outside.
But you said the ground was supposed to be hallowed.
It was. So while this room might have been secure, the rest might not. What I'm saying is, keep your wits about you. We're likely not out of this yet.
Cam is going to look at the sarcophagus. Do you want us to look in here, or do you want us to let it be?
I do not wish to disturb any ancient tomb. I did not think we'd be going into a room with a tomb. I expected the reliquary to be above ground, so this has been different than I thought it would be.
Better that we leave it here.
I think so. If you're curious and decide to look, I will help in whatever happens, but I just...
No, I think you're right. I was worried that maybe what you were looking for was in there, and if it was, we would have to open it. But I think if this is what you're looking for, if you're satisfied with this, we can go deep around here, but we might be just as well going back.
I was told by a diviner that the Village of Mist held the reliquary which contained the last words of Tysus. If this is what this is, then I am happy with what we have found, and we can move on.
Okay. Let's go back. But before that, what can I give as an offering? Hang on. Cam doesn't have very much. I'm gonna cast Mending to, because the it seems like there's magic around this tomb, but but you said that it was kind of like weathered a little bit, right? So I'm gonna cast Mending to sort of fix it up and make it look more like it was.
Okay. Sure. You do that. You try and restore the old tomb to more resemble what it once was.
And I'm gonna, if there are any torches or anything, I'm gonna like put magical flames with thaumaturgy, so it kind of looks brighter. And I'm gonna make a little minor illusion mimicking, and I don't have prestidigitation, but I'll clear the dust off of it, and I'm gonna make a little minor illusion of it won't last obviously, but of the art on the on top of the inlay
Okay. The
with the art
mosaic.
with this, which is going to be informed also by the vision.
Okay. You try and spruce it up a little bit to show
Yeah.
respect. You do so. Once you feel satisfied with the respect shown to this old tomb, you find Taunus is waiting upstairs.
Okay.
And as you do, I need you to roll me a D100.
Okay. I hope I did not fuck up. 100.
Okay. Hold on a minute. Okay. Well, that's interesting. All right. I need one moment here as you've rolled a 100. Ever a quiet moment.
Oh shit. Oh no. 100 shadows descend from the darkness.
No, nothing so overwhelming. Okay. All right. Hold on a second here. Okay. I appreciate your patience.
Yeah.
This will
I'm
just be one
very
moment.
I am both terrified and extremely excited.
All right. That doesn't work. But that does. Okay. As you emerge, Taunus is looking at you and she says, "We have company."
Oh no.
I don't know when they arrived, but they've just been standing within the archway, looking at me.
Do they look unfriendly like those shadows from before?
She gestures, and you see an individual standing in the archway. You can mouse over to see what they look like. They hold in their hands a dagger that glows purple. It is held in a gesture that's more of an offering than as a brandishing. But they stand there looking at the two of you.
Is it like the same kind of purple that just went into my nose and mouth?
Similar, yeah.
Mm.
Uh, and as she stands there, you notice that you can see her mouth, but she's wearing a mask over her eyes and nose, and you don't know if she can even see you. She's wearing long black clothes, black leathers that drape down over her shoulders and her hips, giving it's hard to tell what other weapons she might be carrying. And she stands in the archway.
Does Tam have any sense that this is like a person that might have anything to do with those shadows, or like the undead or the temple?
Roll an insight check.
It's not terrible. 16.
With a 16. This person seems very difficult to read as you can't see their face. They haven't said anything. But they are blocking your way out.
And they've seen us, clearly.
Well, they don't. You don't know. They are wearing a mask over their eyes.
But they're looking. Okay.
They're looking in your direction. And behind you, Candle says, I was worried we might run into a guardian, and this might be what this is.
Guardian of this place?
Yes. As we are attempting to take something from the tomb.
But you're a follower of this god, though.
I am. That does not matter to a guardian. I am not a cleric.
Candle, can I ask you?
Yes.
You seem really straight up to me. What do you want this for? You're not a cleric.
I am
what
not
do you
a
want
cleric.
it for?
It is a long story. Would it make a difference?
Love stories.
Do we really?
Well,
is this the time?
It might make a difference to this person. And if we can get out of here by talking to him instead of fighting him, having a good story seems like a good way to get out of here.
I wish to get in touch with a loved one.
Oh. And this will help you do that.
Yes.
By, burning it? Or
no,
getting
nothing.
rid of it?
This, I would never do any damage to this.
I think so.
I would use it as a way to get in contact with Tysus directly. I can use it like a beacon. You understand?
I see. Yeah, you want to get your god's attention. So you can make a request.
Yes.
Is there any way you can do that? Maybe. Is there any way you can do that here without needing to take it off of the grounds? Maybe then everybody's happy.
I don't think so. And as he says that to you, in the corner in your peripheral, the individual begins to approach.
Okay. I'm gonna step out in front. And I'm gonna look at this person that Glass says is a guardian.
It's walking straight up to you.
And bow. And say, Guardian of the Temple of Tysus, we seek your aid.
What language are you speaking?
Oh shit, I don't know Celestial. I don't know. Probably I guess common.
Okay.
Celestial seems like the play, but he doesn't know that language.
Roll a persuasion at disadvantage.
Yep, that's fair. Super fair. Doesn't want to fight. He's just a little guy. That's not bad though. 15. Probably not enough.
That is not enough.
Yep, that's fair. Oh, can I guidance myself for this though?
Nope. You had to have declared that well before doing it.
That's super fair. Super fair. Please do not cut my head off.
It is time to roll initiative, I'm afraid.
Yeah. Fuck, okay. I tried.
You did try. Okay. Hold on, I have to end the combat from before. Sorry. Roll it again.
Good. Yep. It's slightly better than last time.
Okay. Glass gets to go first. And as this guardian, this woman, is approaching you, you see that she was holding the purple blade like this, she flips her hand around and brandishes it. And suddenly she drops into a low pose and surges towards you to make an attack. And as she does, Candle says, "No, no, no, that's my employee!" And he's going to cast a spell. All right. Glass casts a chromatic orb that you see
Oh shit!
slams into the Guardian, and electricity just across the chest of the Guardian, who stumbles back without a word. And then her attention turns to Glass, and you hear Glass say, "Oh shit," and that is now her turn. She surges up to Candle and is going to make an attack. A 15 does hit Candle, so I need to make a saving throw. Okay. Glass stays on his feet, but he does take 10 piercing damage.
Shit.
That's the end of her turn. She is in melee with Glass, and you see that in her offhand, she's holding a small capsule-shaped object. It's now Taunus' turn, who is going to dart around to the side, and from beneath her leathers, which you don't know how she hides this, a rapier is suddenly in her hand, and she will stab at the Guardian with it. And as she does, you watch as this green energy coalesces along the blade of the rapier, as Taunus' use Green Flame Blade.
Nice.
And will hit with a 17. So that's a good amount of damage. Hold on. Okay. She hits the Guardian for 9 points of damage, which the Guardian does not like that. And Taunus looks to you, and she says, "We have it where we need it. Please try and finish the job." And it's your turn.
Okay, would it be my action? 2 questions. Do I remember, since I saw it in a vision, I don't know Celestial, but do I have in my mind the words well enough? And could I say them as a free action, or would it take my whole action?
So if you want, for them to have a chance of doing anything, it's going to take you a minute to like calm your voice and then say it with meaning.
A minute, that's 10 rounds.
No, it's not actually a minute. It will just take your action to do this.
Gotcha.
But it's going to require a DC 12 charisma check to say it the way you heard it.
I mean, it's pretty good. I've got a +6 to that. I really don't want to kill this thing, but I don't want it to kill anybody else. Shit. I gotta be in character. Tim doesn't want to kill this thing. I'm gonna make the charisma check. Persuasion? Just general
Straight
charisma? Straight charisma. Don't have a +6 to that. I only have a +4 to that. We're gonna do it anyway.
Okay. You need to roll an 8 or better.
That is a 3.
That is a 3. Okay.
Can I do something on my bonus action though? Can I give Bardic to Glass?
Yeah, you can do that. So, with your action, you try and remember how he said it, and you just the stress of the fight, you can't quite remember how he said it. So, you can try again later, but now you fail this turn.
I failed this turn.
Glass is going to deal with the Guardian being in melee with him, and he will draw his scimitar, and he will say, "Tam, please do something," and he misses.
He has Bardic though.
Yep. D6. No, he didn't miss that bad. I rolled a 1. Okay, he still misses, but it was worth a try.
Tam, try to do something.
It's now the Guardian's turn.
Okay.
The Guardian seems to vanish from view. It is suddenly impossible to perceive. And then it appears behind Candle. And it is going to attempt to attack him, no longer being flanked by Tanis. It seems as though it gets a bonus whenever it's just the Guardian and an enemy. But that bonus wasn't enough, as its attack, Candle manages to dodge.
Okay.
It's now Tanis' turn. Tanis is going to search to the side. She quickly, with deft hands, puts the rapier away and in the same motion draws her crossbow. A hand crossbow that she fires, and the bolt is laced with flame. It sinks into the Guardian, dealing 6 points of damage and 2 points of fire damage.
Thing's still up.
It is still up. And now it is your turn. Do you try again, or do you try something else?
I think Tam wants to try again, but his employer. So like, here's the thing. Tam is generally peaceful, really doesn't want to kill this thing, but also is very deferential to authority, and his employer just told him to do something. So he's gonna grimace, and he's gonna flank. Can I do that? Am I close enough to flank?
Yes.
And he's gonna cast Dissonant Whispers.
Okay.
I hate doing it, but he's gonna do it.
All right. What's the save here?
So I need a Wisdom saving throw, DC 14.
I rolled a 15.
Shit. Well, still half damage, so it doesn't have to run away from me, which is what I actually wanted.
Okay.
But it does take half of 9, so
it takes 4 points of psychic damage.
Of psychic damage.
All right.
And Tam is gonna give some bardic to Tanis.
Okay. It's now Glass's turn. He's going to cast another spell. I need to make it another saving throw. As it has as Candle casts Hold Person.
Ooh.
The Guardian rolled a natural fucking 20. Good lord. Okay.
Not today.
The Guardian once again vanishes from view.
Even though it's being flanked?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
You can cast spells. You can use abilities. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And you don't know where the Guardian is, but you sense it is nearby. But that's his turn. Tanis says, "Oh, no, you don't." And she reaches into her belt and she tosses forward a small round ball that's about this big. And it lands on the ground and it bursts in a bright shock of energy. And she casts Fairy Fire. Okay. Dude, this Guardian, for fucking real, rolled another nat 20. So the Fairy Fire does not stick, and it does not reveal where the Guardian is.
Okay.
Now it's your
turn. We're gonna make another charisma check.
Okay.
And we're gonna try to talk to that Guardian.
Roll straight charisma, DC 12.
I can't guidance myself, and I can't do two things. Okay. 20. Not a natural 20, but 20.
20. You remember the phrase. You remember exactly how Tysus said it. All who are lost, I will find you. As you say it, in the same language, with the same intonation as Tysus. Hold on. Okay. The Guardian reveals itself. It is looking at you directly. You watch as the purple dagger is suddenly sheathed and the Guardian begins to walk away.
Let it go.
Unless you pursue.
Let it go. It's letting us go.
Are you sure about that?
I'm positive.
Okay. And as the Guardian seems to vanish into the mist of the Village of Mist, the combat is over.
We're okay. Those are some powerful words you wanted.
I think you might be more right than I realize. And you see he kind of like gathers himself up and looks down at the injury and says, let's maybe start making our way back. I don't want to spend any more time here.
Are you okay? Oh my god. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry you got hurt. I'm so sorry. He's gonna spend his last spell slot and cast Healing Word on him.
Okay. How much does he heal for?
Let me find my spell. Goodbye, spell. God, fuck, I rolled a 1. He heals for 5.
Better than nothing.
Yep.
He heals for half the damage he took. He looks at you and he says, this has been a long day. I'd very much like to get back to the Griffin's Bag.
Me too. Let's get you there.
Yes, let's get moving. And the three of you make haste away from the Village of Mist.
Yep.
Roll me a d8.
Oh my god. Please, nothing that will hurt us. Because I am out of spells. That's a 10. Always doing that. Oh my god. I am so sorry. I have the hardest time rolling.
It's okay. Take your time.
Minus. For some reason, this says -2, but I actually rolled a 7.
Okay. Roll me a d100.
Oh my god.
Yep.
92.
Okay. It is still raining as you're making your way back. It is coming down heavily, and it is making travel difficult. So much so that as the horns, as the torrential rain is coming down, you find it impossible to keep going. You are holed up beneath a dense canopy of trees for a couple hours while you wait for the storm to lessen a little bit.
Okay.
That is what you rolled.
That's what I rolled. All right, so there's a storm, rain is coming down. Can I roll a survival or something to see if like we find a dry place? Can we kind of just like chill for a little bit? Is it at least kind of comfortable?
Sure, roll survival.
Rad. 12.
With a 12, you find a fairly comfortable large oak tree under which you can take some shelter. And the three of you are kind of hunkered down underneath it. As you do, Tanis looks at you and she says, what was it that you said? All who are lost? What was... I heard it, but it was...
You. All who are lost, I'll find you. It was written on that scroll. It was the last words, I guess, of Tysis. And I saw this beautiful vision of, I guess it was the Astral Sea. And Tysis was gathering up all these souls in his crook and was bringing them somewhere to his plane, I guess. And it was real sweet. It was peaceful.
So you said that to the Guardian, and she just let us go. I wonder
Well, I
why.
figured. Well, I mean, I figure if we had to solve that riddle to get there, and we had to find that scroll. You said yourself, it seemed like they were testing us, right? That they were hiding it from people that weren't worthy. Maybe
That's fair.
gods gods are like that. They like to find people they think are worthy. So I figured if we proved to the Guardian that we were worthy because we found the relic and we removed it safely and without hurting anything, maybe she would listen to us and understand that we weren't going to harm. We didn't mean any harm to her god.
Well, it seems as though your instinct was correct, as promptly after providing that recitation, she let us go. And I
Probably be better than
suspect
Mace Celestial.
I, I wouldn't argue with you. It's a very useful language to know. Um, but I suspect if you had not intervened, we would have been in for a fight of our lives.
Yeah, that's about right. Barely looked hurt, and you hit it pretty good. That was some good magic, by the way. That was real. That
Thank
like
you.
arrow thing you did, and the rapier with the green stuff on it. You're so magic. That was so cool.
It's all trinkets. It's all machinations and inventions, and it's my passion, truly.
I'm not smart enough for it.
Well,
Pretty
you
cool.
saw through a god's riddle.
It's just a different kind of smart. And also,
Mm-hmm.
it might not even be smart at all. It's just I was raised with it, you know.
Tam, if you put yourself down in my presence one more time, I'm going to slap you.
Okay, please don't.
Then abide by my demand.
Okay, milady, I will.
Suitable. And you see that she begins to tinker. And it seems as though all of her machinations are designed around the jewelry that she wears, which are discreetly hidden.
Rad as hell. Can I actually ask her? She's clearly busy, but
Mm-hmm.
Tam is annoying. Hey, I don't know Celestial, but you do,
Mm-hmm.
and like it's gonna be raining for a while. Do you mind maybe teaching me a couple words?
I can certainly try.
Useful language.
I'm sure I can show you some of the basics. Where may I find the nearest priest? That sort of thing.
Yeah.
Um, Roll me an intelligence check. If you want to learn stuff, this is how you do
I
it.
don't understand. This is why Tam is not very good at it. It's not terrible. 13.
That is not terrible. You get the first steps of Celestial. You understand how to say very basic things.
Sweet.
For Celestial, for the most part, is a language that is generally thought to be the language that the divine used to speak with mortals. And so it's a very flowery and colorful language. An excess of vowels.
Cool. Love it. Flowery suits Tam just fine.
The nearest analog that I can provide you is Gaelic.
Oh, I love that. That's rad. Cool.
Celestial is Gaelic. Yeah.
It's spelled nothing like it sounds.
Oh, Rosueta Wiley. Yeah.
Love it.
Um,
Love it.
that's all. You just get a few words, basically. You get like hello, goodbye.
Yeah,
My name
sure.
is. Not much to work with, but it's a start.
It's the start. It's a start. Tam loves learning projects that he actually cares about and are not book related as much as possible.
Sure.
If
Uh,
anyone is going to learn a language by ear, just speaking
That'll be
and like
Tam.
a little bit of reading, that's Tam. Cool. Uh, Anything from Glass during our? Is he just kind of chilling with his wound?
He is. So he's pretty quiet. He seems pretty thoughtful, introspective about the adventure you've already been on. He spends a lot of time looking at the scroll.
Yeah.
Um, he spends a lot of time looking at the reliquary, the box the scroll was in. Um, he doesn't say much. If you ask him, if you talk to him, he will, but he doesn't volunteer anything.
Tam will let him to his meditations until we're kind of close to the end of that kind of moment in the cave.
Okay.
At which point, I think Tam will look at him and say, real gently, "I don't know who it was that you lost, but I'm sorry for your loss, and I hope you get whatever you need to out of the reliquary."
It was my life.
I'm so sorry.
It is not your fault. No one's fault, really. These things happen.
Doesn't make him hurt less, though.
No, I wish it would. But it does not.
You seem like a good and kind man. You deserve nice things.
I do my best to keep up appearances. Thank you for helping me with this. I was not sure the diviner was not just pulling my leg.
Yeah, whatever intel you got seems like it was right.
Yeah. Although, had you not been there, that guardian would have cut me stem to stern. So, it seems like
Well,
a fool's errand to die in order to speak with someone who is dead.
well, you hired us. And if you don't mind my saying so, I'm happy you asked for me.
You did good work for me. I remember these things. I also
Thanks.
remember you were honest. That really matters more than anything else.
How would you not be honest? I can't think of, I would have any occasion to lie for what you asked me to do.
That is good. It means you have a good soul.
Well, I
There
hope so.
are there are many people who would see the work I asked them to do, and they would keep things for themselves, keep secrets, use the information, whatever they could, for their own benefit.
I like to think that that's not how I am. And he says it really carefully while looking at Tanis, like out of the corner of his eye. like it's like it would be clear to Tanis if she was watching. It would not take a high insight check for her to like physically see him like trying really hard not to like talk down about himself again, and he's like only doing that because he doesn't want to get slapped.
Tanos would notice. Her passives are really high. Um, while that happens, while you are deliberately not putting yourself down, Candle simply says, I just wanted to thank you. And should we make it back in one piece, I will be sure to offer my recommendations once again to the Academy.
Appreciate it. I Always good to have a good recommendation, especially from a pillar of the community.
I'd like to believe so.
I
But
should maybe say a pillar candle of the community.
if you keep trying to flatter me, maybe you'll earn a discount. I don't know. Something's going to happen. Oy.
Oh, that would be nice. Tam laughs to himself about that pun he made that he thought was hilarious.
Ay, Candle did not laugh, but it was a good natured ugh. basically. Taunus says, "It looks as though the storm is finally letting up. Shall we get back to it?"
Yeah, let's. I don't have prestidigitation, but is there a way that I could have like used thaumaturgy somehow to have dried the outer clothes a little bit while we were resting? Is that like at all possible?
That's not really a thing thaumaturgy can do.
That's fair.
That's really why people pack prestidigitation is
And
so
it's
they
really
can
more
have
why
those qualities of
prestidigitation
life.
is a yeah, it's fair. No, that's fair.
But when you say that, when you say you're trying to figure out a way to deal with the discomfort, Glass will reach into his bag and pull out a grapefruit-sized rock covered with runes. He will touch it, and you watch as his fur is suddenly like all the water is just cleaned off of him, and he says, "Here is a cleansing stone. You use, you'll feel
Oh,
better."
is that a stone with prestidigitation in
Yes.
it? Shake it like soap.
It does not work like that. You invoke it.
Literally invokes the spell, talks about the spell, still tries to use it. Yep, that tracks.
That's Sam.
Super tracks. He will then invoke it
Okay.
and feel better.
You feel clean and dry. Well, as dry as you can be. It is still raining. It's just not storming.
Yeah, sure.
Taunus will hold out her hand and say, "May I, please?"
Yes. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Hey, do you sell Candle? Do you sell these in your shop?
Of course I do. 10 gold apiece.
Oh wow, that's a bargain. I'll get one of those and then go home.
Would you like that one?
Are you sure?
Yes.
Yeah, this one's yours.
I'll borrow it from you when we arrive. I just grabbed it out of the basket.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. This is very useful. Thanks. I'll hand 10 gold over. I'm saving up, but like, prestidigitation stone, super worth it.
A pleasure doing business with you. See, even in the darkest of times, you can make a deal with somebody. And as Taunus finishes cleaning herself, she hands the stone to you and she says, "For once, that is a purchase I wholeheartedly agree with." As you continue onward, I need you to roll me one more d8.
Okay. I think that's even fewer d8s than last time, so that's
It is.
good. 3. D100?
That is no encounter.
Oh my gosh. I finally rolled one that didn't
You
have
finally rolled no encounter. It took this long. You make your way back to Farum. It is a long trek, and by the time you finally arrive, it is late in the evening. It's about 8 o'clock in the evening. When you emerge at the Heather's Gate, the rain is still... Nope, that's the wrong one. When you arrive at the Heather's Garden Gate, the town is kind of shutting down for the evening, and Candle turns to the two of you and he says, "Come with me to my shop. I must first discuss with you the closing of our business."
Okay.
All right.
Emperor along.
As the two of you make your way up to the Griffin's Bag, you see Little One, the kobold that you helped get hired. He is outside. You see he's sweeping off the porch, and as you're arriving, he looks up and says, "Oh, hey!"
My favorite kobold. He's gonna give him like a high five and give him some guidance.
Hey, it's good to see you two again.
Good to see you. You doing well? Seems like you're doing great.
Yeah,
Says you're a great employee.
And then he looks up at Thomas and says, "Oh, my lady," and he kind of like bows this little kobold, and Taunus looks down and says, "Well, it's nice to see someone knows proper etiquette around here." And the kobold says, "It is a pleasure. Everyone just calls me little fellow or little one. It's pretty funny. I'm pretty cool with that." As that happens, Glass says, "Yes, come inside. We have business to finish." And And the kobold kind of waves as he continues his work, and Tanis goes inside after Candle.
Yeah, I'll follow.
All right. The Griffin's bag is quiet as it is closing down for the night. You see the other employees here are putting wares away, resorting the shelves after customers have made a whole mess of things. And Glass heads directly to the front counter. And as he arrives there, he sets the reliquary down with the scroll inside it, and he looks at the two of you and he says, I would not be alive if not for the two of you. I owe you a debt. I appreciate the work you've provided. I'll never forget it. So, I don't have any work coming up for a while, but if either of you would like to volunteer, I will always accept the hard work of you two. But in the meantime, I figure a bonus is in order. And he reaches underneath the counter. After a moment, he sets 2 pouches on the desk, and he opens them up to make sure what's in there is in there. And then he pushes them towards you. And you and Tanis both receive a bag of 125 gold.
Holy shit. Thanks, Glass. This is real nice of you. We're doing our job. Thank you for appreciating the extra work, and I really hope that this brings you what you need.
I hope so too. But I am aware they call it a free agency because they did not pay you. And I would not go about having you march through the woods with me, get injured, and fight next to me for nothing. So, thank you.
Honest of you. You're a good soul.
It's just good business. And Tanis, tucks the pouch away, and she says, No, Tam is right. This was good of you. I look forward to working with you again. And Glass says, Well, when you put it so officially, one might get embarrassed. Okay, why don't the two of you get out of my store? I have work to do.
You do. Thanks, Glass.
Thank you.
He will hurry out before the urge to buy another something strikes him, because he is trying very hard to save money.
Sure. As you leave, you feel a tap on your shoulder. And Tanis is behind you and says, After such an adventure, perhaps you'd like to go get a drink.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All right. On me at the Merigard?
Oh, that's so sweet of you. Yeah, let's go.
Perfect. And she marches the way on up to the tavern that you know so well.
I am going to slip little fellow a silver, though, before we leave. It would be a gold, but I'm trying to be economical.
Are you trying to sneak it, or you just give it to him?
No, I'm literally just giving it to him. And I'm like, hey, for your studies. You keep saving.
Thank you.
Must be hard in a shop full of really cool stuff like this.
It is. You have no idea. But thank you.
I have some idea. But, yeah, you're going to get there. You're going to get there. I'm going to put in a little bit. I'll let Perch know you're coming someday when you're ready, okay?
All right.
He's the guy that you talk to before you go see him.
All right. I appreciate that. And he tucks the silver away. All right. As the two of you are heading toward the Merigard, the tavern that you know fairly well, is there anything that you'd like to do on the way?
It is unlikely. I don't think we're anywhere near where I saw her last, but I would like to keep an eye out for Calliope. And I would like to also keep an eye out, just ridiculously, for that merchant with the bow, with the beautiful fiddle.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me perception.
I know it's not rational. 16.
With a 16, you do not see either the salesman with the soul singer rapier, nor do you see Calliope on your way to the Merry Guard. Now, that being said, the Merry Guard is this building. You met Calliope over here,
Yeah.
and the soul singer salesman was down here.
I am very aware that they're nowhere. I know the player knows that they're nowhere near me. The character is very focused on like it's a big city. Maybe there are other places. Like he just is sort of like
Sure.
his senses are sharp for these particular people.
I totally get it. However,
Yeah,
you do not
super
see
fair.
either.
I get it. Yeah.
You make your way through the Ferrum Market, around into the tavern. Let me go ahead and pull up the tavern splash screen. The tavern is busy as it is after dinner time. Roll me a perception check.
Watch it be terrible now. It's not terrible. Middling. 12.
She's not hard to spot. As you enter the tavern, you are immediately met by the gold dragonborn, who's always bouncing by the door. She nods at you as you enter. On the far side of the room, you hear the familiar tones, the dulcet voice of Tally Soothsinger, as she is playing at the Merry Guard.
What a treat!
You see that she
yeah.
is seated at a table. She's seated by herself at a table, but she is kind of boisterously has one knee over the other, her shamisen in one hand, and she is loudly playing and singing. There is a very large tankard of ale on the table next to her, and in between every refrain, she continues playing with one hand as she takes a large drink.
That's incredible. Goals.
As she's playing, very casually and composed and confident, you see there is a healthy pile of coin that has been tossed to her feet.
Rad.
When she makes eye contact with you as you enter, you see her face lights up and she smiles, but she continues the song as if she had not had an interruption.
Yeah, Tam goes over to her and like puts a silver in her pile.
She winks at you and keeps playing. Taunus, looking at her and then at you, she follows you to a table and she says, "Did you know her?"
Oh, that's my teacher.
"That's the bard instructor."
Yeah, that's Tally. Isn't she great?
"I didn't expect to see her here, but..."
Oh no, she's
yes.
here all the time. This is basically where she lives.
Well, it looks like she's doing very well for herself.
Yeah. Maybe one day I'll be that good.
I mean, she does play fantastically.
Right?
And as you have sat down, a tiefling, a bluish tiefling with dark horns, appears at the table and says, "Welcome to the Merry Guard, where it is your duty to be merry. How can I help you?"
What kind of ale are you gonna get, Taunus?
"I'll just have the house special."
Okay, me too.
2 house specials coming up. And then the waiter leaves.
That's great. That's so good.
As Taunus looks around the tavern, she says, "I admit I've not been in here much. I'm not really the social type."
Oh, but you wanted to be social with me. That's real nice of you.
"You seem easy to get along with, or at least one that's easy to go along with the flow."
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I'm like that. That's about right.
"I also figured if anybody tried to speak with us, you would do the talking, which was helpful."
Yeah, that's fair. That's true. What do you think about what happened today? You didn't seem scared at all.
I like to approach problems logically, but that doesn't mean I won't have a panic attack as soon as I get to my room tonight.
Panic attack?
That woman tried to kill us, if you recall.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. I recall. You don't strike me as the type to be easily flustered.
Oh, I'm not. I compartmentalize it until I can deal with it later.
Yeah, it was real scary.
Yes. Yes, it was.
Scary. You did great, though. You kept us alive.
I've had a lot of training.
Oh, well, hey, look, there's you being down on yourself.
No, I've had a lot of training.
Yeah, but you're justifying it. Your training serves you well.
You're not allowed to turn my words against me.
Oh, why not though? I thought
because
you were gonna let me be talking.
Because it's bothersome.
Yeah, you're not the only one to say that.
I grew up being tutored and trained by all sorts and making sure I knew how to wield a blade and a weapon. So it's just practice.
So wait, how come, if it's okay to ask, if your whole job, according to your family, was for you to like be married, why bother teaching you how to use a blade and stuff? Is it just like legacy? Is that like a pride thing? Is that like, you know, what a lady does where you're from?
What do you know about Dark Elf society?
Nothing much. I mean, I thought your buildings fell down on the regular. Remember?
I do remember you asking me about that. Yes. I had thought that was your attempt to be cute.
No, I'm just kind of dumb sometimes. I mean, I will say, I know a lot about non-dark elves. I grew up around a bunch of them.
Well,
I don't know
imagine it's fairly similar. Dark elf families tend to keep themselves to themselves and marry out daughters and sons like assets in order to expand our family name, grow our houses, as it were. I am a lady of Shile House, which is not the biggest family in Sithicus, but one of the larger ones. And for a daughter of Shile to not be trained in the martials with, say, a rapier or a bow or a crossbow, to assume that I could not defend myself would be a terrible lacking in etiquette when it comes to the raising of our children.
Well, wait, are they okay with your really cool tricks, though?
No, that's why I'm here.
Stuff? So they would want you, if you were going to enroll, they would want you to enroll as, like, a fighter.
The idea that I've enrolled as an adventurer is appalling to them. I am better served in their minds as a diplomat, an ambassador, a hostess, those sorts of things.
Hard skills.
I don't have them, and I have no desire to learn them.
Yeah.
Instead,
you should do what you want, what you're good at, which is this.
Exactly. I'd rather explore what I want to learn, use my gifts for creation, instead of letting them fall to the wayside as some doughty housewife.
Do we have our drinks by this point?
Well, they would arrive, and as they did, the waiter, as he sets them down, he'd wiggle his fingers, and small fireworks
Fabulous.
out over the drinks. And he would say,
And?
"As I said, it is your duty to be merry. Enjoy." And he would wander off to go help another customer.
I'm gonna lift my cup, and I'm gonna say, to doing whatever the hell we want because we're good at it.
I'll drink to that. And she taps her tankard against yours. And as you drink it, you hear, "Is that who the fuck I think it is?"
Hi, Sedona!
Yeah, they're a rowdy, blonde, blue-eyed dwarf marches her way up to the table, and she says, "Where the fuck have you been all afternoon?"
Where have you been? I was asking if you wanted to come on this adventure with us, and you were busy apparently.
I was busy, yes.
What were you doing? Tanis, do you know Sagona?
No, we haven't met. And Sagona will look at Tanis and say, "Oh, fresh blood. It's a pleasure to meet you. Welcome to our table." And Sagona will shove you over and sit next to you. The dwarf has a strength of like 18, so you are handily shoved.
There's no way.
Yeah. She sets her own tankard. It's a much darker stout. And she says, "Well, conveniently, I was learning how to exorcise demons today. It was very fun."
Oh, hey. Do you see any demonic stuff on me by any chance? He's gonna hold his hands out like a tiny bit because I imagine he can't hold them very far because I'm imagining he's like crushed into the inside of the booth basically.
"Oh, it's written right here on the side of your bloody face. No, if you need something like that done, you're going to have to talk to Treat."
Yeah, but what if he hates me?
He doesn't hate you, he just might think you're a little stupid.
Yeah, well, he's kind of right about that.
Remind me exactly what happened. I don't think I was in the room.
Well, we were sent to find a reliquary, and we found it.
I remember that part.
We didn't desecrate anything. She's looking really seriously at Sagona. We didn't desecrate anything. But I did open the box, and then this purple and blue energy, went into my nose. And it didn't, hurt me. I got to see a beautiful vision of the Astral Sea, and Tysus, and he said, these cool last words to me, and it was really lovely, and I sang a little bit. And then we had to fight his guardian, except we didn't fight her all the way because I said the words to her again. And I didn't really know Celestial, but I kind of remembered them from Celestial. And then the guardian went away and, let us go, and that was great. But I think maybe I'm cursed. Also, we got attacked by some shadows, and I still feel pretty weak about it. Are you okay, Tanis? I think you got hit by that too, right?
Tanis tilts her head and says, "I could certainly use a night's sleep, but I'm doing fine." And Sagona's looking between the two of you. "Oh, there's more? By all means, go on."
Oh, no, that's the big part. I mean, I got my fortune read, and we found some guys that I think were maybe not telling us the truth.
What the fuck else is new?
Yeah, I think this is the big part. We got caught in the rain for a little bit, and anyway. Oh, and I almost got enchanted by a dryad, but I'm fine, and I didn't.
You almost got enchanted by a dryad, and that's fine?
I think she was just lonely.
All right. And what did you see of all this? And Tanis shrugs and says, "Honestly, I remember the bit with the dryad, and it was sad."
Mm-hmm.
And Sagona's looking between the two of you, and she says, "It's a dryad! She'd have locked you up for the rest of your life. It's not sad, it's practically predatory."
I mean, yeah, but she was sad. I gave her penny whistle.
"Tam, you're just too damn squishy on the inside."
What do you mean squishy?
"You have to harden up a little bit," and she pokes two fingers.
Pokes my ribs.
Yeah. "You can't be so bloody nice to everything you come across in the forest."
Oh, is she poking my side?
Yeah.
I have decided in this moment that Tam is very ticklish, and he immediately giggles and kind of flinches away.
Point proven. And Tanis says, "Well, we were very lenient about those bandits. They were 100% bandits, by the way. Make sure you do talk to Zurich."
They will maybe go to Zurich. Will know. He's real smart. He's gonna know exactly what's going on with them. Totally. But they didn't die, and that's important. They shouldn't die just because they're bandits.
As Sagona takes a long hit from her stout, Tanis says, "Well, I, on the grounds of common decency, agree with you. they did deceive us, and it's likely they did away with someone. As we did find that horse. We found a horse with no owner. Do you recall?
Oh no. Tam's ears, like, droop, and his tail droops. And he kind of, like, goes forward onto the cat. He, like, has only just put this together.
Oh, God. They do say the ignorant are happier, I suppose. And Tanis takes a drink.
I feel bad. I hope that person is okay.
All right. You can't save everyone, Tam.
I did the wrong thing, huh? I'm sorry.
Who are you apologizing to?
I don't know. The person that got taken from their horse?
Yeah, because they can hear you. No, just let it go. You've done everything you could.
Yes. I'm gonna be more observant next time.
I hope so.
Yeah, me too.
It's not easy.
Oh.
It's hard to know what it is that you have to pay attention to.
Yeah, it is.
I will say it does a benefit to your character that you are always willing to heal anyone who needs it. In the future, however, maybe save your heals for your allies who maybe get stabbed by a guardian of a temple.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's on me. I didn't know that we were going to have a guardian of the temple. I'll be more prudent.
We never know what we're going to find, do we?
Never know. It's true. But hey, we didn't have to fight the guardian the whole way, and she left us alone, and that was good. We didn't have to kill her, and that was great. We didn't have to kill her.
I don't believe we could have killed her, honestly.
I don't think we could have. She probably would have killed us. But like, also, I'm glad we didn't have to hurt her too badly because I think that her job was important.
The two of you found a temple revenant?
Was it a revenant?
If it was... Alright. Describe what she looked like.
I'm gonna describe it. And then she had this, like, dagger, and it was purple. She was really big, and she had these, like, robes.
Right, and this was a ruined temple from hundreds of years ago, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, so it's an entity that's undying, forever bound to protecting that temple.
Oh, it was a revenant, huh?
I'd gamble, yeah.
No wonder it was so strong. Yeah, okay. He's gonna drink the whole rest of his...
Roll a con save.
Yeah, that's fair. I love that for me. 9.
You're drunk.
Tam is drunk.
Tam
is surprising no one. He is just more talkative and more sweet as a drunk. He is, I mean, and honestly, probably he cuddles into Sigona a little bit. More physically affectionate.
I think Sigona is probably used to it at this point. I'm sure Tam and Sigona have spent several evenings drinking at the Merry Guard.
Yeah, truly. And she's a dwarf. She can always put away more than he can.
It's true. Sigona is happily on her next tankard of stout. I'm going to push it along a little bit here. Yeah, okay. You spend the rest of your evening enjoying yourself, spending time with Tanis, Sigona, and eventually Skolna appears. She doesn't say much. She never does. But she does end up sitting at your table.
Can Tam... Is there going to be dancing at some point?
It doesn't matter. There can be if you want it to happen.
There can be. Absolutely Tam is drunk enough. He will ask all of these ladies, but he's going to, like, especially... He will, like, guidance himself for his persuasion with Skolna. He wants her to have fun so badly.
Okay. Roll a... So this... Alright. I don't know if you could meet the DC to get Skolna to dance, but...
So fair. Super fair.
Try.
He will try.
There's just some things that are... They're going to be harder to do. But go ahead and roll persuasion.
Nope, that is so fair. And he will totally. I'm guiding myself if that's okay, because I said I
Yep.
would do it.
You said you're doing it.
Persuade. Do you want me a disadvantage for this or
You
not?
are drunk. It is a
Oh,
disadvantage.
it's a disadvantage, of course. Yeah, it's not. It's nothing. 12 plus 4, 16.
So, Tam, you do your best to convince Skolna to dance, and somehow you lose track of her. You don't know where she went. You
Oh,
swear to God she was at the table.
his ears will droop. I'm sorry, Skolna. I didn't mean to scare you. You don't have to dance with
You
me.
hear
I
Sagona say
promise.
next to you, saw that coming.
Yeah, that's fair. But the others, will Tanis dance with him? Will Sagona dance with him?
Yeah. Tanis
Amazing.
is actually apparently an excellent dancer.
That's fair. Yep. She's trained. She's trained.
Yes. I think Tanis's dancing skills specifically would show up even, at least technically, would show up even Tam's dancing skills. None of the emotions behind it. I mean, she'll have fun with it, but it's nothing like dancing because you want to.
Super fair.
I will say, the evening, unless you have a specific thing you want to do, by all means stop me. The evening passes by with frivolity.
I think for frivolity, I think Tam will tell a story. Maybe he will tell. He will try to entertain. He will entertain them with a story at some point.
Okay, what's the story about?
What's the story about? I think. Give me a second. Let me think. I don't think he's definitely 1,000% not going to like step on top of his like teacher's music.
Oh, Tally's still playing.
Oh, still, yeah, I imagine. Yeah, there's no way he's gonna like try to outshine her by any means. I think he will tell them. He will tell them. I don't have an Amaranth version of this, but do you happen to know the song "The Witch of Westmoreland"? Witch of Westmoreland.
No.
Okay, so you can amaranthify this, but there is a legend of a witch that has a satyr's body, and the story is about a knight that gets gravely wounded by a magical arrow. And in kind of his last, he's hanging on to the last of his strength, and he calls. Imagine that he's maybe like a ranger, and he calls to the spirits of the forest, and an owl overhead says, "You need to go to the Witch of Westmoreland because she's the only one that can fix you, and make it so it'll make you hail and sound again if she, if it will kind of remove the magical curse of this arrow." And so he kind of crawls his way through the swamp. And he's got his dogs with him, and he's got his falcons with him, and he meets this little water sprite that tells him that the goldenrod will help him kind of staunch the bleeding until he gets there. He does finally get there, and he kind of like preps his hounds and his falcons to catch her before she can run away. And with the last of his strength, he makes it. And she appears before him and essentially seduces him. And at that point in the story, it's not clear if she's kind of like fucking with him and if she's like a bad fairy or something like that. But she seduces him successfully, and then when he awakes, he says he is in fact hale and sound, and the witch tells him there's none that's laid with the Witch of Westmoreland that can be felled by a human hand. And so he kind of departs from the encounter stronger than before.
Because he had sex with the Witch of Westmoreland. Okay. Fantastic story.
It's very clear. It's very clear that she chose him.
Yeah.
Like, it's very clear that like she picked him. He didn't. He's like, the whole story is such that like he thinks that he's the one picking her, but in fact she's picking him.
Okay, roll me performance at advantage.
Ooh, that's rad. Oh, that's persuasion. Sorry. Oh yes, hell yes, 25. Not quite a nat 20, but 19. It's close.
With a 25, as you tell the story, Taunus, Sigona, and eventually Skolna are all riveted. They seem to deeply enjoy the twists and turns, and they all seem extremely amused about the idea of the witch making the guy think he was the one choosing her, when really it was the other way around.
It's also clear by that point that's why Tam chose. Tam is getting better at choosing his crowds. He chose this story specifically for these three.
It was a good pick. And they applaud you when it's over. At the end of it all, as payment for the story, well, as payment as promised anyway, Taunus buys the drinks for the table. And as your evening is coming to a close, and you've had a good time hanging out with your friends, one of them new to the group, one of them quiet in the group, as the night comes to a close, that is where we are going to end the session.
Love it.
Thank you for playing with me. I hope you had a good time, and thank you everybody for watching. We always appreciate it, and I'll see you next time.